Hello and welcome back to the next episode of my podcast, Dating Tips for Single Women. I'm your host, Antje Boyd, founder of findoneelite.com. And today I have with me Samantha Madhosingh. Say that again, Samantha.
Dr. Samantha Madhosingh.
Madhosingh. Okay.
Okay.
I didn't do too bad.
Madhosingh. People call me Dr. Samantha. That's what I'm.
What did it say?
I said people just call me Dr. Samantha. I think that's much easier.
Dr. Samantha, sounds good to me. Dr. Samantha, yay. So I'm excited you're here with us today and sharing your expertise and your wisdom with the listener. And let me tell you a little bit more about Dr. Samantha. So Dr. Samantha is a licensed psychologist, best-selling author, and speaker. She received her doctorate in professional psychology from the George Washington University and has dedicated more than 20,000 hours for researching, understanding, and solving the infinite possibilities of human potential, behavior, and performance. Wow, 20,000 hours. So Dr. Samantha is the founder and CEO of Elevate Her, an organization serving women leaders and interested men in business and in life by providing key strategies to rewire their brains, achieve mastery in mindset, communication, and relationships, and ultimately create a legacy of lasting wealth. Not just temporary ones, ladies, lasting. Through her programs, trainings, and workshops, she guides audiences and clients through powerful experiences that help them face their fears, shatter glass ceilings, yes, and step into their own power, achieve exponential growth and fulfillment. Dr. Samantha has a unique ability to help clients and audiences go deep and move forward. Her cutting-edge system was built on principles of neuroscience, human potential, positive psychology, cognitive therapy, leadership, and coaching to deliver fast, life-changing results. A frequent media contributor and sought-after expert for both local and national media, Dr. Samantha has appeared on CW, Fox, NBC, CBS, Emotional Mojo, Daytime, and Heart and Soul. A contributing expert for Huffington Post, she's the author of the best-selling book, Strike It Happy, 101 Reflections to Revolutionize Your Life, the Strike It Happy Journal, and Magnify Your Brilliance, 5 Keys to a Powerful Life. Dr. Samantha co-authored the best-selling books, Motherhood Dreams and Success, and You Are Whole, Perfect, and Complete, Just As You Are.
Just as
you are.
Yes.
Welcome, Dr. Samantha. Wow, that is a mouthful. So much experience.
I've been busy the last few years.
What do you say?
I said I've been busy the last few years.
You think?
Yeah, a little bit.
Just a little tiny bit, right? It's just the 2 millimeter rule. Awesome. That make all the difference.
Can you hear me clearly?
I can, yes.
Okay, perfect. All right. Just wanted to make sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. So tell us more what got you on this journey of this magnificent accumulation of wealth and knowledge and experience that we just heard that you have, Dr. Samantha.
I mean, it's been an unfolding journey.
Mm-hmm.
So it has developed and changed. I started off being a psychologist and then worked for various mental health settings, and then decided I wanted to open my own business. And I always say to people, if you really want to get in touch with who you are, start your own business, because
Yes.
you learn so much about yourself, and you shift and you change and you grow, and and you have to, if you really want your business to grow, you have to change, because the same person you were that started it off, like I started my own business 7.5 years ago, and I am night and day not the same person as I was when I first started. Completely different. I have learned so much, both about business and marketing and sales, but also about myself, about what I needed to make changes in, the impact that I have on other people, how powerful I am that I didn't realize before. Like, you know, I learned so much. And I get excited about it. So everything that I learn, and I think it's helpful to me, it's been helpful to my clients. And so I, take my message on the road and I share it with other people. It's amazing.
Wow, amazing. And I love that you talk about, because as a single mom of a 10-year-old, right, who's absolutely gorgeous girl, right? Like branding and marketing comes in handy, right? Because, when you go out as a single woman, you gotta brand yourself, how you're different from all the other women, right? Like you gotta sell yourself.
Right.
Men. So what would you tell a single woman of everything that you learned in neuroscience, the cognitive therapy, because so many women come to me and say, where do I even begin? Right? So what do you see as some of the blind spots that those women have? And
goodness, that's like 10 questions.
Okay, what are the blind spots that you see?
So what I think is the most important thing, the first place to start is it's all about being authentic. You can't go into trying to form a relationship or looking to meet other people by being fake. And that I think is a big problem. And to be honest, as a single woman, that's one of the things that I really don't like about the dating world. I mean, I'm a 48-year-old woman. The idea of meeting people who are out there pretending to be somebody that they're not, I don't have time for that. I'm a busy woman. I have a business to run. I have a daughter to raise. I don't have time to play games and to be fake with people. So I feel that the most important thing for me, and that, when I think about branding, and I think branding even in business and branding in dating is the same thing. You have to show up authentically as who you are. It is
Right.
your uniqueness and how you show up being you. That's what people become attracted to and drawn to, isn't it? I mean, if you go out and you're pretending and faking and what have you, you're not going to have authentic relationships.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to meet people on a very surface level, very fake level. But if you want real relationships with people, then you're going to have to get real yourself.
Absolutely. And one thing I've seen you when I watched you, because I saw you talk, is how do you deal with the voices that come up? I mean, it's such a nice idea to be transparent and authentic and let's all be honest to each other, right? And then you have voices in your head that are like, are you crazy? Like you could be taken advantage of, you could be lied to, so how do you tell your clients to deal with, or what would you tell a single woman to deal with those voices that they have in their head?
So you're going to have the negative Nelly, critical Christina, and Debbie Downer show up all the time, right? So there's different things that those voices say. So on the one hand, there is, oh, you could get taken advantage of. Well, is that a possibility? Absolutely. Does that mean you're not your truest self? No, I don't. I still stick to what I said in the first place. You don't pretend. You will attract the right people when you're authentically yourself. But you also really pay attention. You become very, at least and again, I think that part of that may very well be because of what I do, but I'm very observant and I watch people's body language and I listen. I really listen to what they are saying. And I observe their, who they are, their facial expression. Like, you can tell if somebody's interested in you. You can feel it. Now, that you may miss is, whether or not they're really single, and are they really telling the truth about their life and their history. Those are the types of things that they come later. You may initially get drawn to somebody. There's no magic formula in the sense that you will always avoid somebody that is up to no good, because that could possibly happen. But does that change the fact that I think that you should be real? No, because if you aren't real, you're not going to attract the person that is out there that is really meant for you, because you're not being your true self. If you're pretending and being fake, you're going to attract somebody that is interested in what you're presenting.
Yeah.
right? And then if that's not really you, cannot tell you how many times I've had men and women say to me, literally the day after we got married, they changed.
Yes.
I would be horrified.
Right.
Then they spend the next couple of years like, wait, how did I miss this? How did I not see that this was the case? And then both partners are miserable.
Right.
I don't want that. I don't want, I was having a conversation with somebody recently and I said, people find themselves in relationships and they're unhappy and then they just sit there, and I don't understand. I honestly don't. I get it because I understand that when people have children and so on and they just stay put. However, I just personally cannot imagine spending the rest of my life being unhappy with somebody just because. And so I would rather, if I'm going to be, and this is my philosophy, I'm going to be unhappy. I'd rather be unhappy by myself than be unhappy with somebody. And so again, for me, it comes down to being authentic. The other piece to your question and to your point of having those negative voices telling you that you're not good enough. Now that's a different story, right? If you believe that you're not good enough as your true and authentic self, then there's some work that you need to do on strengthening who you see yourself as, knowing your value, knowing your worth, and having the self-awareness to understand where these beliefs are coming from.
Yes.
Thinking them through, changing your dialogue, changing the words that you use,
Mm-hmm.
and yourself with more positive comments, more positive voices. Because if you don't think you're worth anything and you go out there to date somebody, that's exactly what you're going to attract, and you're going to bring somebody into your world who's not going to treat you very well.
Right.
That's what you believe you deserve. But if you truly believe, like not just believe here, but truly believe deep in your soul, in your core, all the way down into your cells throughout your entire body, that you are a queen and you deserve to be treated amazingly by somebody. And again, we all have different needs and that's perfectly fine, right? But you truly believe that you deserve to have an amazing person to treat you really well, then that is what you're going to draw to you. But if you don't believe that, then you're not going to get it.
Yeah. And that's what I see so many times where women say like, I feel fake. Like if you tell me, when a man gives me a compliment and says, you're beautiful, that I'm supposed to say, thank you. But like, if I feel like, no, it's like, I don't think I'm beautiful. Right. So are you more, what do you say?
Women are terrible about that. And I tell women all the time, I learned this myself, many years ago. When somebody pays you a compliment about whatever it is, just say thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes with women, either we are self-deprecating, which means that, we don't accept it, or we say, oh, this or that.
Right.
We they give you a compliment up here and you pull it all the way down here.
Yeah.
Or you say, oh yes, thank you. And, I really like blah, blah, blah about you, because we feel like if we get something, if we don't give it back immediately, then, somehow everything is out of alignment. It's like, wait, no, just accept it, be in receiving mode and just take it and absorb it and love it and allow yourself to be complimented, to be loved. People talk about being open to receiving love. And honestly, many, many people, especially single people, have walls up that makes it really difficult for a really amazing person to come in. Because if you have a wall up, where's the door?
Right.
How does the right person find their way in? They have to like be banging on the gate and seeing if they can climb over the wall and and if you're I have friends that have all these lists and they have to be this or and I'm just like, oh my gosh, if you cannot meet somebody and tell almost immediately if there's even a smallest of connections, then you're missing something.
Yes, I love that. And that really brings me to the point that so many women, Tony Robbins has the saying, right? You go in your head, you're dead. And so, how do you see that? It's like the women that come to you, in terms of like being they are disembodied, right? And so what's like one step, like one tip that you can give those women that are like, yeah, I find myself in my head all the time. And, you know, do you have like one exercise or one anything that I can start implementing so I can start to feel to the core of my cells and what you just talked about? You know, because so many women are like, I don't even know what that means. Right? I bet with you.
The first thing, the one thing I think, and this is the I think the most important thing, you can't change something if you don't know that it exists.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't pay attention to the dialogue that's going on up here. And so they think they're a positive person, but they're not. And so they, you know, they think that they have a positive mindset, but they don't. And so first of all, you've got to have a self-awareness. Are you really paying attention to the words and things that you use? If you notice that you use the words, I can't, I don't, you know, you negate everything, or you're a complainer. This is one, I think the best thing that I often tell people to do is for 24 hours, don't complain about anything. Not about yourself, not about your kids, not about, you know, anything. For 24 hours, find the good and the positive in everything that you see, including yourself. And that will, show you just how challenging it is because of all the things that you're used to doing, right? And also it gives you a chance to start tweaking and shifting the words that you use, both in your head and the things that you say.
Yeah.
And it's really powerful. The other thing I think that people often do, I mean, honestly, this all starts from how you wake up in the morning. You know, how do you feel about yourself? How do you feel about the fact that you're awake? Are you grateful? Do you start your day with a positive intention? You know, today's going to be a great day. I'm so grateful to be alive. You know, it's a beautiful day today. Do you start there, or do you wake up and you're like, oh, I have to go to work? Or, oh, it's another whatever day of the week it is. I can't tell you how many people I see posting things on Mondays, like, you know, oh gosh, it's Monday.
Yeah.
Mondays are such a slog. You know, if that's your life and you literally spend your days wishing for a day off or wishing for the next vacation, then your life is not set up right.
Yeah.
And so, you know, changing, it starts with focusing on yourself and making those small changes in how you view yourself and how you view the world, to start shifting your energy. Because the more tweaks you make to your perspective on how you begin your day, how you see your life, how you see yourself, then it just gets everything more in alignment. And you start noticing more. Like I notice my language. So I know, and if I'm listening to somebody, I pick up on their language immediately. There are times I'm listening to people and the little hairs on the back of my neck just like stand up and I get chills. They're saying stuff and I'm just like, oh my gosh, you know, or I'll get an email from I'm on a board and sometimes they send emails out and I'm like, really, do we everything have to be so doom and gloom? What's the silver lining here? What's the positive here? And this is really about shifting your mindset into being in a more positive place about yourself, as well as your situation. Being single, I used to have a client that hated being single. And what I explained to him is, you've got to really, love who you are right now, and B, enjoy your life right now. Because again, it's all part of the attraction process. Like, you know, he's like, but I'm so lonely. I said, no, you're not lonely. You're alone. There's a big difference. Again, words. If you decide and use the word, I'm so lonely, it's just da, da, da. That's the kind of world that you create for yourself. You know, and it's really powerful. And so once he started shifting his dialogue, he started dating, because he wasn't dating before, because his whole perspective was just so morose and doom and gloom and, you know, and sad, and I'm lonely, and it's this, and you've got to like yourself. You got to like yourself. You got to enjoy yourself, do things, go to meetups and just meet people and socialize and be a high energy vibration, and you will attract people who are in that same vibration to you.
Yeah, I love that because so many women come to me and they're like, well, how do I even get myself in this higher energy? Like just sort of, I love the examples that you just brought with like to watch, well, how many times are you actually complaining? What language are you actually using on a daily basis? And are you mentioning something positive to immediately say, but the negative thing about it is, I mean, I watch people who have like the most amazing day, but then they say, but my grandma ended up in the hospital. Like they have like the most amazing day, and it's like they're looking for like this one thing that like it's really fascinating to watch.
And then, or it is very fascinating. And then you have people who things start off, or there's an issue. Like
Right.
I tell a story. I'll do the very short version. So when I moved to San Diego, we drove across the country. Had from the Washington D.C. area, myself and my daughter, our dog, and 2 fish in my Escalade, drove from Washington D.C. all the way over to California, just us, right? When we got to Albuquerque, New Mexico, I started having car trouble and had it fixed. We spent 2 days there. Then literally they told me it was fixed, and it wasn't fixed properly. And by the skin of our teeth, we made it to San Diego. We got to Escondido, and my car died. Literally. I got off it started shutting off on the highway. I think I was on the 15. And then I came off the exit, and as I'm coming off the exit, all like down, right before I got to the gas station, which is where I was headed, it just shut off. I never drove that car again. But when I got out of the car, I was like, yes, we made it. Yeah. I could have been, man, like, I can't believe the car broke down. I can't believe, blah, blah, blah. But yeah. I was so grateful because we made it. We got all the way across the country. I could have kissed the ground and kissed the car. I was so excited because we made it, and that was my mindset. I could have been, frustrated. I mean, there were so many different things in the negative space that I could have had. It could have, and I know people who are like that. When things go wrong, they get stuck in that space of, this sucks, life sucks, I can't do this, this is not working. And then it just gets this, cyclone. Wow. And you get the choice. You choose how your day is going to go, even when things don't go well. Wow. It turned out we made it. I forget how many 1,000 miles it is to drive across the country. When we got here, we were safe. Everybody was alive. The dog, us, the fish, everybody. We made it all the way across with, no real serious issues, and we made it. And I'm so excited. And I tell that story to people because I want them to see that your circumstances do not have to dictate your mood and how you see yourself, how you see the world. It's entirely up to you.
Wow.
It makes the biggest difference. And people like to be around people who vibrate in that energy. They
totally.
Don't around people who are always complaining and fussing and whatever else. Nobody wants to be around that.
Yeah. I heard one expert, I forgot his name, actually say that's when he decided that he's going to marry his wife, because if we lead it back to single women, right? It's like, I think he got lost or something. And in the past, like other women would like bitch and be like, I can't believe this happened. And she's like, well, we certainly get to enjoy the sunset now, don't we? Exactly. And said in that moment, he knew, this is the one, like I want to marry her. Right. So it goes a long way. And of course, what inspires me about it is that your daughter got to see that. Like what an example for her.
That's what I am fueling her with, right? Like how to stay in a positive mindset. We're human. I'm human. Do I have days where I want to beat my head against the wall? Absolutely. But I recognize where I'm at, and then I know how to make the shift.
Right.
So, do I get frustrated? Yes. Am I disappointed when things don't go the way that I want them to? Yes. Do I get angry sometimes? Of course. Do I get impatient, which is one of my biggest ones? Like I'm horribly impatient.
Right.
When I feel that way, I'm like, okay, it's not really that serious. Just relax.
Mm-hmm.
It's totally fine. And then I get myself right back into alignment. And that is the key, because
Yeah,
I'm human. You're going to have, there's, Pollyanna is not the goal. The goal is to be self-expressed and fully self-expressed, and to be able to move through emotions without them getting stuck.
definitely. Ah, so beautifully said. That really concludes our conversation so well. And I'm sure all the women are so inspired and just like, Dr. Samantha, give me more of this medicine. So where do they go from here?
So the best place to find me is through my website. It's Ask Dr. Samantha, ASKDR Samantha.com. AskDrSamantha.com. I also have the book Strike It Happy, which is on Amazon. And if you literally just type in Strike It Happy, or even on my website, I have under the media tab, my book is down there, and there's a link that takes you to Amazon if you want to get that. And what's great about that is if you find yourself more on the sort of negative side and you really, really want to make shifts and changes, that's what it's for. It's not the kind of book you have to read from cover to cover. It has great tips and tools for you to each day just pick one thing, work on that one thing all day so that you can start paying attention, and then put something else into action.
Wow. Thank you so much, Dr. Samantha. And I cannot tell you, I'm getting off this and I'm going to think about the story, like celebrating the car broke down and just like, because the broken car is for me just a metaphor for anything, whatever it is.
We just paused. I was not celebrating the car breaking down. I was celebrating the fact that we arrived safely.
Right. No, that's what I meant. I mean, I didn't mean that you were celebrating the car breaking down. I mean, you were celebrating despite the car breaking down.
I ignored the circumstances, because the real circumstance was that we arrived safely.
Right.
All there. I was so excited. And honestly, I was like, I did it. I drove all the way across the country by myself, and with car trouble. And we did it, and I was so proud of myself. And the car got us there. And I had that car for 13 years, and that was her last mission.
Yeah.
And then it has been a whole new era.
Wow.
It was amazing.
Amazing. So askdrsamantha.com or Strike and Happy. So either on Amazon, right? Is that what you said? Yeah. So either way, this is how you get in touch with this magnificent woman. Dr. Samantha, it's been such a joy. I certainly got another shoop of energy to continue the rest of my day. And for the listeners, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you very soon.
Thank you.